My name? The name's Scruffy. Pleased to meet you. I've been the head clone armor builder here for about 3 months. So, quite a while. Why did they hire me? I'm a pretty creative person at the end of the day. You see this? This is an armor piece. This is where the clone troopers keep their lightsaber, if you know what I'm saying. It was my idea to make these weaker. Save the company a lot of money. No. Actually, no, I am not a clone. I heard they make people here, but they hired me to do this job. I was actually born on Endor, and I was raised by Ewoks. Those, you do not want to get in a fight over a sandwich with those things. That is how you lose a toe. So, this is my workshop. This is where I make all the armor. I've been told we're making this documentary today to show the public on how we make this armor. Show how it's made the right way. Scruffy will show you. Scruffy will show you. I have also been told I will be showing you how we will be making a new helmet for a Captain Rock. Captain Rex? What is he, like dinosaurs or something? A new helmet for Captain Rex. So without a further ado, come with me and let's get started. I have to go to the bathroom. Now, when starting a new project, we must do what any good craftsman would do and let machines do our heavy lifting for us. So right away, I punched in a code for Rex's helmet and let my 2 droids work away at it. But those dumb droids went and made a regular clone helmet and not one specifically formatted for Captain Rex. But sadly, it was all downhill from there. Then those clankers went and made a helmet that was too small for Rex's giant bobblehead. Well, you know what Grandpappy Scruffy always said, 3rd time's the charm. Well, Grandpappy is a dirty liar because the helmet failed 2 more times, but this time in pretty colors. So now on our 5th attempt, we finally got the perfect helmet. With a giant blatant seam right down the middle. I don't know how that got there, but these helmets take like 3 days to print, so we're just going to roll with it. Now all we have to do is throw the Bad Batch in the incinerator, and we can get to work on our helmet. There's a lot of construction going on here on Camino, or wherever I said I was. There's also some dogs, so if you hear that, just know that's what that is. Okay, now we are here at our state-of-the-art, really high-tech detailing station. This is where I will be sanding and fine detailing Rex's helmet and getting it prepared for paint. You guys also want to know a little secret? Rex has me put these like weld marks on his helmet, and he tells people that he put 2 helmets together. I did that.
Now for this next part, there's nothing really to it but to start sanding until you can see your reflection.
Hello there, dear friends. How much has changed since you and your old pal Scruffy last spoke? My primary example being this. Look at that. Wow! It's a slinky now. Let me explain what happened here. So it was an average day. I decided it was time to clean up the shop a little bit because it was looking particularly messy that day. So haphazardly, I'll admit that, I did put Rex's helmet on top of a trash can. It was then I decided to move something from one end of the shop to the other end. When I was carefully walking past the helmet, I might have accidentally bumped it. Because as soon as I knew it, I heard a gigantic crash. And by the time I could run over, I was shocked what I saw. The Rex helmet broken against the ground. So, what will I be doing to fix the situation is the question that's on everyone's mind. Well, that's actually pretty simple. I will just be doing the work I was doing to begin with, just on a larger basis now because there's a lot more work to do. I will be alternating layers in between a fillable primer, which that just fills in the fine lines of a 3D print, and I'll be able to sand it smooth, and plastering the bigger lines, such as where I broke it, with Bondo putty, which is pretty much the same process, just on a bigger and stronger level. With all that being said, there's nothing left to do but get to work. Come on. Well, there we go. Now that that fiasco is dealt with, let's start a new one, and let's paint the helmet. Now there are 4 main players when it comes to painting this helmet. There is matte white. No, that is not a new professional skateboarder. That is the color we'll be using for the majority of the helmet. Monster Liquid Latex. We'll be splodging this onto the white paint and painting over it to give us a nice chipping paint effect with our Patriotic Matte Blue. This will be the color for the accents on the helmet. Finally, we have paint on a metal acrylic. Those will be going onto the weld marks to make them look like bare metal and just to make it generally pop a little bit more. And then we're also going to be mixing up a rusty color for a rusty effect. So I guess you could say there's 5 main players. I never claimed to be good at math. I've also 2-dimensionally printed these. These are the accents that go onto Rex's helmet. Since they're correctly scaled, all I need to do is cut them out, trace them onto the helmet, then tape around the lines I drew, and I can paint them on. Simple as that. Is this job dangerous? Is that what you said? Well, you see this plaster? I designed this baby special, ground up. It will not fire a single laser unless... I've never been hurt doing this. I can't get me in the helmet in the same shot. There we go. Okay, as far as the rest of the helmet, there's actually not that much more left. Some of you eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed that this helmet does not have a rangefinder. I meant to add that on earlier in the build, but if we've learned anything from this helmet, it's that mistakes do happen. My original plan to put on the rangefinder was to scrape off a little bit of the paint so the glue would adhere better, but then I got thinking and I can definitely see this rangefinder antenna maybe breaking off in the future. So instead, I think I will drill a hole in the side of the helmet and screw a dowel rod in through the rangefinder into the helmet. Not only will that make it replaceable, but also adjustable. And then some of you more eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that this helmet has no back. That is for a good reasons, believe it or not. The design of this clone helmet makes it where the bottom is too rounded and the hole is too small to fit your big fat head into. So what I've done is a method I've used on a bunch of other helmets in the past. The back of the helmet actually has a panel that you can remove that attaches with magnets, so you can slide your head in and then reattach the panel. Other than those 2 things, we have to build a visor and we have to weather the helmet a little bit, give it a grungy look, and then we're done. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a special presentation. This is definitely one of the more awkward parts of building a helmet like this, is gluing in the visor and having to hold it in place. When gluing in a visor, my ideal choice of glue would probably be the CA glue in the accelerant, but there is no doubt in my mind the accelerant would give the helmet's paint a very fashionable but unwanted acid washed finish. My second choice, of course, would be E6000, but that glue has a very long setup time, and this isn't exactly an easy place to put clamps, nor am I going to stand here like this for that long. We then default to not the best option, but sadly the only option. That option being superglue. Superglue was actually invented by accident in 1942 when scientists were trying to make clear weapon sights for soldiers during World War II, and thus begun superglue's long history of not being able to do anything right. Superglue, or 5150 glue as I like to call it, because it has exactly a 50 to 51% chance of actually sticking to the surface you want, and it drives me on the brink of insanity. Superglue is flawed all the way from the formula to the bottle of which stores 90% of its weight directly here. Did you really think you were going to put that cap on haphazardly with one hand? Well, guess again, that's a two-handed job. Uh-oh, did your elbow lightly bump the bottle? Well, guess what? Now it's across the room. I would honestly compare superglue bottle designers to a bunch of anarchists, but I genuinely believe that that would be an insult to anarchists, who I hear are actually very nice people. Superglue claims to be able to stick to almost any two surfaces. There is some fine print there that if those two surfaces have any minuscule amount of dust or paint or pretty much anything that stands in superglue's way, well, you have just angered the superglue gods by your actions, and they will be taking the skins off the ends of your fingers as sacrifice. I am a person that does believe credit is due where credit is earned, and superglue does have one major accolade, and that is by the time I can get done ranting about it, well, it's already dry. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Well, I'm afraid we've reached the end of our little documentary here. I finished the helmet. It's time to ship it off. But I just wanted to let you guys know that it was a great phone's ringing.
It is.
Go for Scruffy. What is order 66? Oh, is this my DoorDash driver? Yeah, I'm on floating platform number 5.